Oops.
We're
My
live.
mistake. Turns
It's-
out you can't just stream. Oh gosh, we're streaming on my computer this time, not on my iPad, because we have power and internet.
And we're a little fuzzy, but it's fine.
Yikes! Yeah, why?
I don't know. It's 7:20 or something. Can you at least hear us fine? Because then the audio doesn't matter as much.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
We are streaming from New Mexico. Which,
Okay, cool. We can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay,
Excellent.
cool. I think the audio should be better, at least than the iPad, because
Yeah.
usually that's really quiet.
But we'll just be a little dreamy.
Not old Mexico, no. New one.
And it's been wonderful, but we're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, we only got to be here for
A couple days. One full day.
Yeah, one full day. We were just in Moab because we're going to have this in a video coming up. It's going to be a really fun video, but was it Saturday morning?
I don't know. It's been a blur, I guess.
I think it was. It was, because then we spent all day Sunday working. So Saturday morning, I was sitting in the office and was like, damn, I just want to get some sunshine. So I started getting on Airbnb, found an Airbnb, and texted Barron in the scamp and asked if he would want to go to Moab. And he said yes. So we
packed our stuff and left.
Yeah. And we never used to we said this in the video, but we never ever used to utilize Airbnbs when we were in the scamp. But for some reason, this winter is just feeling a little bit extra.
I think it's because we're just ready to start building our house and move on to that chapter. Yeah. So we just have a lot of things in the air this winter. And we're doing a lot more this winter. Like, we're working on other things, and we're both getting a lot done and geeking out.
And just so much coming up. Just thinking about the idea that we won't have another winter in the scamp has made it so that winter in the scamp this year is just not very fun.
Yeah.
Which sucks
because we've had so much fun. It's just the nights have been
we can't
tough.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Just getting up to load the wood stove. Whereas in the past, every year we're making YouTube videos about our experience loading the stove and all that. And we're still doing that to some extent, but just now we're prepping for a house build. And It just feels like I really need to get some freaking sleep here.
So
here we are.
We've been getting some sleep the last few days.
We'll be recharged. And I don't know, it seems like a lot of people are really having a time of it this winter. I think after just the last year of lockdowns and all that, it seems like winter has been harder for a lot more people than normal. I speak for myself in that, at least. I saw Karina in here.
Yeah.
What's up, Karina?
And Nick's Picks. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Nick's Picks. Thank you.
But yeah, now we're kind of recharged, and then we'll get back to this game.
Oh, and okay, we were in Moab. You guys are getting a heads up, like a view of our video without seeing it. But
great.
We were in Moab, and a couple days before we had to leave, and it was like, I'm not ready yet to go back. So I found a hot spring in New Mexico and booked it. We have our own private little tiny hot spring.
That's really
just
nice.
like a tub, big old round horse trough kind of bathtub thing. So
it's been wonderful.
Yeah.
So then tomorrow we head back, and then I'm going ice fishing on Saturday.
Is the shaking every time we move? Because we're sitting on our bed with a chair. I told you this would happen. But every time we move, it's like this. Is that a problem for anybody? Let us know if it is.
Well, now that you pointed it out, it's going to annoy people.
Don't move. We kind of thought this background would be nice. The Airbnb we're in is really weird. Super cool. Old. Pops of color everywhere. And if the color wasn't everywhere, it would feel really weird. Mm-hmm. Right? Like the curtains are beautiful, New Mexico.
It's concrete, like
is it
what we plan on building our house out of.
Yeah, so this is a business trip.
Yeah, we are learning.
Justin, thank you.
Yes, he's in the other room.
Yeah, we'll grab him. I put some shredded cheese in his food last night because he seems to not want to eat when we travel. And so I just put a little like grass-fed organic cheese in his food, and he has had a time today.
It might not be that. He might just be pouting because we had a long drive yesterday.
Yeah, that's probably it. He loves cheese.
Thank you, Cindy.
Cindy!
Breakfast on me.
Thank
Yes,
you.
That's really sweet.
We will use that. Thank you so much, and we'll think of you tomorrow.
Buy some fishing lures instead of breakfast. But...
Okay, I'll get breakfast.
Okay.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Justin. We don't want to just sit here and talk your ears off. We would love to like answer questions because in the podcast we don't get to be like, with interact, you guys.
Right. I made a poll on my Instagram, and should we do that first or should we do questions on here?
Maybe a little bit of both. As people are thinking of their questions here, we can start with some of those.
Plans for a garden / self-sustainable on your land. Thank you from Australia.
Wow.
Plans for a garden?
We're considering right now having a small greenhouse attached to our house, doing kind of an earthship style, making it so that we can adjust the temperature. We can shade the windows so that it doesn't get too hot in the summer, but we can utilize all that sun in our house in the winter and grow food in our house.
What are you most excited to grow, or what do you think we'll grow the most of?
I think kale will be great because you can pull from the bottom of the stalk and continue.
It kind of replenishes.
Yes. What else? Zucchini is also really plentiful, but you don't really, you don't really eat.
I like zucchini, just not in my spaghetti and stuff. You put it in like things that I don't think it should be in.
What else? How else can you stick vegetables into spaghetti?
I don't know. I feel
would you put broccoli in spaghetti?
Not in spaghetti, in soup though.
But what would you put in spaghetti so it's not just sauce and pasta?
Meat. Right?
Like, yeah, for sure. But what vegetables? Like, would you put broccoli? Okay. Next question.
No.
I just try to find green foods to put into spaghetti so it's not just carbs and
carrots.
Sauce.
Somebody said peppers. I can get down with some peppers.
This is great. These comments are happening. Like, I feel like hopefully our internet is so good.
A lot of people are saying carrots. You put carrot. Oh, mushrooms is a good one. Tomatoes is a
spinach. I love spinach.
Mushrooms a good idea.
Onions, of course. But I mean like non-classic green. That's why I put zucchini. Zucchini I thought was a good option.
A lot of people.
Peas. No. Great. Probably not weed.
A lot of people said, we did that. Oh my gosh, did we ever do that?
We were right by where we are. We were in El Paso, Texas, which is like an hour away from where we are.
We went climbing at Waco Tanks, and one of our friends' sisters made us this like super strong weed butter, and we didn't want to drive home with it, so we made spaghetti out of it, and we were just a bunch of space pilots.
It was like dangerously high, but like you're not gonna drive with that where it's illegal.
And we didn't want to waste it, so we were just a bunch of space pilots, and
it was really not a fun thing.
Had to just ride it out on the rocks.
Thank you, Susanna.
Buy a couple cement block for the house. That's
really
sweet. Thank you.
Gosh, we are going to need a lot of blocks.
When does the house build start is another question I get. And that as soon as the weather turns. And we'll have to pour our foundation. That will be a thing that we do.
Kim, what's up?
Same.
Thank you,
but
Kim.
Yeah, when will our house build start? As soon as the weather turns, and we'll pour our foundation to begin. But we're still kicking around ideas for how the build will look, because we kind of nixed the idea of a 2-story house. So we'll just do a 1-story with a loft for our bed, because that'll be a lot easier to build, and then a sloping roof.
And that loft can then become a child's bedroom when they're able to climb up safely. Make it so that they can't fall out when they're young.
Or we talked about too, by the time our kid's big enough to have their own room, building a little room on the side.
For sure. And we will build more rooms onto the side of the house.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Mike.
Mike, thank you. And I'm sorry, Kim, I don't want you to think that was weird. You should send us a message. we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah.
And again, Mike, gosh, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I wish you'd said something else to go with that.
Me? Oh,
No,
Mike.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe he will say something in the comments. Mike Braun. Thank you so much, Mike. Camp, the only reason I watch. We should
Thank
go
you.
grab him.
How sweet.
I love broccoli and spaghetti sauce.
Has your way of living changed your relationship with nature? Not really. In
my mind, yes. I think it's allowed us to really get to know nature and kind of see the life within the spirit of nature. That sounds a little weird, but I feel like I can like hang out with trees, whereas before I didn't really ever get to. Today we watched pigeons for 30 minutes, just watched them build nests. The males, you'll see this in the video, the males were getting sticks to bring up to the females up in their nests, and they were so beautiful, iridescent purple and green pigeons. Like, what are they normally like that?
It was awesome. Yeah, the pigeons are gorgeous.
But I feel like in the past I would have never paid any mind to things like pigeons.
Somebody asked if I am interested in archery fishing, and as a sport, I think that would be so fun, but there aren't really many fish that you can archery fish for that are edible. Like, a lot of people do it for carp, but it's solely for sport as far as I understand it, because not a lot of people eat carp. What are you smiling about?
Elsa, are you out of your mind? I don't know if that's because somebody commented at 99.
Yeah, somebody said that was not nice.
A long time ago.
Barron, what's your favorite beer style? I like dark beers. Elsa's an IPA girl.
I like sours too.
Yeah, I like sours. If they're I like super duper sour beers. I don't like sour beers that are just kind of sour. You know?
Because if they are just kind of sour, they just taste like
kind of off, not great.
They taste kind of like a kombucha. When they're really sour, maybe they're a little bit more fun. This brewery has a spicy sour that I should have gotten. We went and got a beer earlier tonight.
Let's see. Do you ever struggle with insecurities? No.
Never.
Elsa definitely doesn't. Nope. Next question.
It's like,
do you want to talk about that?
Well, I want to say that I'm sure any of you who are here watching this live stream know that we wouldn't put out a super provocative thumbnail just for no reason. I mean,
that's exactly what we did.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm saying I wouldn't be the one to be the one in the thumbnail, just mostly because I'm way too insecure to do that. But also because Barron just, I don't know, he rocks the thumbnails so hard. So why would I ever do it? But it's so much to do with my insecurities get the best of me like every day, all day. Wow. Oh my gosh, everybody.
People are flowing them in.
The digital crayon, camp food. Cool, thank you. He'll be so happy. I will tell him.
Yeah, I'll go grab him in just a minute once we get a lull.
Mad Jack 815. Hello from Northern California. Sweet.
We haven't spent much time there, but I would really love to go up there.
Thank you.
Lisa Coppage.
Lisa, thank you. Dang, you guys rock.
What am I insecure about?
Are you?
Not typically.
You're really stable.
I'm pretty mentally stable.
I would say I'm stable. I just get really self-conscious and I lack confidence.
Yeah. Like even in your art.
I know.
It's
terrible.
And at this point, we've been together so long that you'll say something like that and it almost just makes me mad. Like, how could you think what you're thinking? But I know that that's not the most useful response for me to have.
But if it were reversed, I'd be sick of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I just brought you something that I wrote and I was like, I hate this.
This is terrible.
I hate this. It's so bad. Will you read it? You'd be like, what? You're an idiot.
Christina, love your videos and vibes. Thank you so much.
Thoughts on Starlink Premium from Justin?
Justin, thanks again.
Yeah, we would. I mean, I can't wait for Starlink to be available, but ironically, it's not available in our area because the population isn't dense enough and not enough people have requested the service. So
we have it paid for.
Yeah, but it's not available where we are yet.
It's available so close to us, though, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
right, like
like
around
an
the corner
hour
from
away
us.
from us. Yeah, but there's a lot more people there because they have to have an on the ground substation.
It will make everything. It will just change the game. We have some other friends too in Washington who are dealing with the same thing. Christy and Zach, they work online, and it will open up a lot of doors for a lot of people, I think, to have Starlink. I hope that it can enter our lives soon.
And our
Abigail,
our friend.
Hi, kids.
Hi, kids.
We love you guys so much.
Yeah, that will be.
Thanks, Abby.
And then our well is another thing people asked about. And we still don't have a pump for it, which is stupid, but that's on the top of our list now that's warming up.
To go through winter and have a pump that we'll figure it out in the warm temperature. And
because then there's no risk of freezing and stuff. But yeah,
we still don't know where we want it and what we want to do. That's why we hadn't done it before winter. Was we still don't know where we're going to build exactly and where our greenhouse is going to be.
Because that'll determine what kind of pump we want. But I think
there's so much to it.
There's a lot to discuss there. But if you guys are actually super interested in the well, then I'll dig into that more.
What's up, Frugal RV Gal? Sorry, that's a tongue twister. Fishing gear and jewelry products. Love the thumbnail. Thanks. Sweet. I should post on Instagram all of the thumbnails we took because either Barron was blurry or looked high or what? Why did we took so many?
I don't know if it's so the funny. Light, but I don't look like I looked all like
it was so funny.
Stonery. I don't know what the deal was.
So we took 1,000,000. I should post them. It would be funny. Elsa, do you have any interest in doing any hunting just to experience it? For sure. I wanted to do more with them this last season, but I didn't want to get in the way. Barron he was still learning, and
I didn't know what I was doing.
I didn't want to just be a tag along. I would really like to go and film the experiences, kind of be that person. I'm more interested in the after processes of the processing, even the gutting. I'm really interested in learning that anatomy.
Somebody asked how we stay safe on BLM land, and I maybe twice ever felt not safe, and it was just due to people. So I don't think, of all places in the world, I think those are some of the safer places.
We didn't ever park where there was a lot of trash.
Yeah.
Because that signaled more homeless populations.
Yeah.
Usually.
Or more drugs, more than anything.
Or like kids. It was just, we stayed where it was clean because that was usually farther out. And
the closer you get to bigger towns, the sort of sketchier BLM land tended to get in our experience.
And the farther you are away, the more people you'll find, less people you will find. But the more people who are out there are out to do the same things you are. And it's kind of like you watch my back, I'll watch yours when you leave your campers and stuff.
For sure.
That's how that was our experience anyway.
Thank you, Going Mobile.
Thanks, Going Mobile.
Message retracted, it says. Must have been exciting.
And another from Kim. I'm on Facebook. I have house and huge yard. You live in T or C. Cool.
Oh, sweet.
Thanks a lot. I'll send you a message. And Newphonia. If you guys ever want to stop by Castle Rock and climb in the canyon.
The outlets in Castle Rock are one of the only places I like to shop ever. They have all my favorite brands all in one place.
That's where we've gotten most of our Fjallraven gear, is at that outlet. Well, once we learned about that outlet, then we started getting, like, I got my sweater because it was on sale. I didn't really need a sweater. Outlets are dangerous.
Somebody asked about natural disaster preparation. This is something we've actually talked about quite a bit just between us, but we don't really
have thought about making a podcast episode about it.
Yeah. Because we're not at all like full on prepper, but at the same time, I like to be
prepared.
Yeah, and self-reliant.
Yeah.
And societal systems have proven, especially in the last couple of years, to be pretty fragile. So the more that we can do to make ourselves more resilient on our own, the better.
For a few reasons, we chose a shipping container as our storage shed, because you can't break into those like you can a wood shed, not quite
Not
as
as easily,
easily, at
yeah.
least. So we have 2 big tubs of dried food in there for emergencies, just like we would. We always had extra
And we
dried
should
food.
probably have more.
Yeah. Well, we always had a tub worth inside the scamp, especially in the winter, because there were times where we couldn't get out in the winter, and it was
Mhm.
like, gosh, if we're gonna park this far out, we have to be prepared for emergencies.
Yeah.
And then with the virus and stuff, having extra just
Just made
supplements and
sense.
things sitting in there, and yeah, now we have
And that's part of why hunting too is so appealing to me.
just even to learn it so that if
Yeah.
anything went down, you had the skills and the tools to be able to
Right.
go and procure food for us.
Yeah. Did you get an allergy panel to address camp's allergies? Yeah, we did, and it didn't help at all.
And thank you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
We got one of the saliva tests, and I don't know if it was very accurate at all.
Yeah, it didn't
It
seem to
said he was
be.
allergic to basically every meat that he had eaten in the past.
Yeah. But I think that's partially because when you eat foods, then your body makes the anti of that, right? The what is it? The
Antidote.
histamine response that's like that correlates with, like, say you eat salmon, then your body will make the things the enzymes to digest the salmon. And I don't know if that's what
Mm.
they were testing, but
Yeah, I guess like if you're going to test for gluten sensitivity and you
just ate a bunch of gluten and then you have a bunch of like gluten enzymes to break.
like reactions in your
Yeah.
body to the gluten, then it shows that you are intolerant to
I don't
that
know. For
gluten.
whatever reason, I can't make words good right now. But
Yeah, that test didn't really work.
unfortunately,
I think my last kind of effort is to feed him a raw diet. Now that we have a freezer, we can. I've gotten busy in the last month and haven't really dedicated time to figuring out what I'm going to feed him exactly. But I think that's going to be the final element. If that doesn't work, he's just a lost cause and we just got to deal with it.
yeah.
Benadryl or what what what's the allergy pill that somebody last year was like,
Zyrtec.
yeah, so, is it Zyrtec?
Hmm.
They said give him that and it was like,
It
oh,
actually works,
yeah.
but it doesn't work immediately. It works like after a week of giving it to him in really
Yeah.
small
And
doses.
yeah, really small. We try not to I don't want that to be like a thing, but whatever makes him feel good for the time that he's alive.
Things that you found out living on your land, but that you didn't know before you lived on it. We get more sun than I would have thought, in the winter, especially.
Things we've learned. The act of buying land was something that I really freaking
I
learned
think
about.
I think they were asking maybe about um like things about the land itself, because that's kind of why we've wanted to spend time on it, is to learn.
Yeah, the sun, where the sun comes up, sets, and uh, at different times of the year, high
So
points, low points.
something else that we just realized when our friends Dylan and Casey were out is that the view that we are really interested in is opposite of the view that we initially thought was the coolest.
Because the view we initially thought was the coolest, which is arguably the freaking coolest, we have that view from our office.
Yeah.
But there are a couple other views, one that we wouldn't hit from if we build high up on the hill, but the other one that we're thinking of, it is
It's super cool.
seasonally. One is better than the other seasonally because in the summer, if all this summertime smoke and fires and stuff is going to truly be a
Then
common
we
thing
can't
like it
see
is,
far.
like it has been, yeah, then the office view isn't going to be all that cool because it's just going to be hazy all the time like it was last summer. I hope that that's not a forever issue, but
From Spartan 76. Speaking of sour beers, ever had a Sea Quench ale by Dogfish Head?
Dogfish Head, I think that's what Hooker brought.
Oh, then maybe we
I
have.
think so.
Oh, yeah, I'd heard of that, but I can't remember. That must have been when that was.
his dogfish head, everybody commented saying, "Oh, you shouldn't have taken that out of the state." If we're talking about the same beer.
Yeah, I think that was it because it was a really strange name.
And if it is not it, sorry.
Yeah.
We haven't had that beer. But thank you. Sunshine again. Thank you. That's what the vet said. I'm looking into the raw diet too.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't say, maybe it would give you better information, but for camp it wasn't super useful.
The food allergy test, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, the saliva test. It was $200, I think, and it didn't seem very legit.
When will Elsa start selling her awesome jewelry? Once she's got to make me something first.
I've been wondering how much practice I really should get. Like what?
Show those rings.
What? They've already seen this.
They're as good as your ring that you paid for.
But what quality do you think?
So you guys want to see Elsa's insecurities? These are those.
Well, Barron, this is the second ring that I ever made, so I feel like I should probably get the hang of how to do it.
Yeah, you can't even say this with a straight face because it's so nice.
This one ended up. I mean, they all become better and better, but also it's going to be interesting figuring out pricing for them too, because it takes me a long time currently because I'm learning, so I can't price them based on my time.
Just for a quick poll, what do you guys think they're worth? Like,
that's not going to cover it.
I know, but what's like a general price that you think one of these rings is worth with the turquoise and sterling silver? Because I'm just curious what numbers people would
you will laugh at the price that I paid for turquoise. Oh, but today I got some pretty cheaper turquoise, and I'll price it fairly, but I'm just saying I can't price it for my time because it's costing me quite a lot of time.
Look at all these.
Yeah, see, so what I would say when I see a ring like this online, I'd be like, oh, I'd pay $50 for that. This, if like a good jeweler who could do it quickly were to charge this based on the stone and the silver alone, this would cost like at least $125. That doesn't sit very well. I want to make cool stuff to make it at least make sense. Yeah, some people are like over the $100 mark, but I would look at this and be like, no way would I buy that for more than 50. But as I'm like getting into this and learning what the material costs are and what you have to have so many supplies for this craft, that's why it costs so much to buy. And I never bought because I'm like, I'm just going to get the stuff and make my own. And now here I am out a couple $1,000. Anyway.
Thank you, Isabel. She asked for going to Scamp Rally in July.
No.
I don't think so.
Charles. I think we missed that one. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah. Wow. I asked that question. It was just like.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody's feedback.
Yeah. Well, and that gives you kind of a range that people would feel.
Do you remember when we put out these merino shirts 4 years ago? Bought the shirts, had them printed. I bought them for like $40 each and sold them for $55. I made nothing on them, but I just couldn't sell them for more than what I'd be willing to buy one of those for, and I just wasn't confident that people would buy them. So I will not be gouging anybody, but it is going to be something where that's why I don't know. Putting off making these and selling them as long as I can so I don't have to price them is something that I'm definitely going to do. Sorry.
How do you guys stay inspired to live a nomadic lifestyle? I don't think it the whole.
Hey, Susie, what's up?
The whole time that we were traveling, I never thought we should stop.
Yes. The goal the whole time, as we've said before, has been to get land. And we knew that it would come into our lives when the time was right. But it was never there was never an option to quit the scamp until this happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no. Because
not even just an option, but like not a desire.
Yeah. There wasn't any. Well, it was just like, what else would we do? Go from camp to learn practice. Yeah.
You can see similar stuff. So I have a idea.
Hi, Christy and Zach. I just saw them somewhere.
Hey, cuties.
Raw Beauty Zach.
We mentioned you guys a little bit earlier.
What music do you guys listen to?
You've been wanting to talk about this for a hot minute.
Would this be a fun podcast topic? The sort of the music that Elsa and I both enjoy, and talking about different, I don't know, bands and stuff. Or maybe that's just annoying. I don't know.
I think it would be fun, but we can't play any of the music.
No.
If it's going to be on YouTube, it could maybe be something where, oh, did we leave? Were we buffering?
No, people keep saying yes because they're answering our question.
Well, I saw somebody say buffering.
Well, they could also be like
buffering.
Sorry.
Just sing it.
Yeah, we could do that.
Frozen a little bit.
What are your favorite bands?
Sorry. Gorillaz, Daft Punk have been some of my longtime favorites.
In the like rock-ish genre, Tool and Rage Against the Machine are two of my favorites.
I can't stop with Lane 8 this whole last 2021. I got like a kick of Lane 8 again for some reason. And Pendulum this winter is just the best snowboarding music.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan. Yeah, Tool is probably my favorite band of all time.
Really?
Yeah. What?
Does Barron have an OnlyFans account?
I wasn't gonna even entertain that idea. Who's your favorite rapper, Elsa?
Is Black Eyed Peas?
Ouch. I mean, they might say that. No, like, isn't will.i.am in Black Eyed Peas? He can. Oh, I've been loving Run the Jewels lately, and Lil Wayne's old mixtapes where he used to be my favorite for a long time.
I don't listen to a lot of rap,
but Run the Jewels LP is amazing.
I like folk music and house and drum and bass.
I'm a big fan of Xavier Rudd too. Xavier Rudd's really cool. Yeah. I don't know. I think a music one would be fun because then we could talk about all this.
Soil samples. I think we missed this one.
Yeah, we did.
From Laurel Cannot Fly. Soil samples on your land. The formations around you guys are gorgeous. And I know Elsa likes crystals. It's possible you have interesting minerals nearby?
Yeah, there are definitely some mines. And soil samples we haven't done yet. We're thinking that we would have to amend our soil quite a bit to get it up to par.
But we do need to do some soil samples to figure out what we're working with.
For sure.
That's something that I feel like the greenhouse is one kind of bubble, one kind of huge bucket, and building our house is another bucket, and we have to kind of put all of our energy, I feel like, currently into the house bucket before we do greenhouse garden, even though that's
what's more
what we would rather do is greenhouse garden.
And we're going to have a dedicated greenhouse probably too eventually, but we're going to use this first one that's attached to our house for a while to figure out what all we are going to enjoy growing. And then even then we'll probably grow totally different things in both of the gardens.
Kelsey Sue, happy to be joining a live stream. Just wanted to share my excitement about getting a van this past weekend.
Nice.
It's been a dream so far. Thank you both for being an inspiration toward the kind of life I wish we had the courage to start living. Sounds like you do.
Yeah. Jump into our Discord if you have questions. And anytime you at me on Discord, I always respond. And there are lots of really cool people in there too.
There's a lot going on in Discord, all kinds of topics and stuff. We should have a link to the Discord invite in the description right now of this video, I think. But thank you so much, Kelsey. Congrats on your van. That is a really big deal. Really, really big deal. Huge validation coming your way. Freaking awesome. Cheyenne, thank you. How's it going? It's going pretty great. We better grab camp.
I know you guys are super active, but what else do you do for physical activity?
I feel like I haven't been hardly active at all this winter.
Please.
Walk.
We walk a lot. We've been snowboarding too.
Snowboarding.
I try to do push-ups. Daily. It's harder in the winter, but
and that's part of the issue in the winter is that when we're moving, we can kind of choose what kind of climate we want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why we went to Moab and came to New Mexico, is we don't have a floor. We don't even have flat ground. So we can't do any kind of stretching, exercising, like yoga of any kind.
That's why this has been so nice.
Yes, to sleep and to do yoga, to sit on just a flat ground.
Yes.
We have like 2 foot by 2 foot in the scamp, but it's getting to be.
I'm gonna put our Discord in the show notes here, or in the.
It should be, because I think I uploaded with the standard description. Oh, we commented.
Yeah, I'm gonna comment.
Yeah, here comes the Discord.
And it should be in the description as well, our Discord link. I'm gonna go back to the questions though.
I'm reading what everybody's saying.
Any thoughts on when you might begin hosting retreats?
Ooh.
Hopefully sooner than later, because that's something that's super interesting to us.
How about, because I think it might even be easier. I'm sorry, guys, but women, I think it might be easy to start with like a hot spring retreat where we go. I have a friend of mine, my best friend Allie, can come do yoga. Then we spend like 3 days together at the hot springs. I'm trying to think of what, like, I would love to teach a craft or have somebody come teach all of us how to do something specific. But it would just be so easy. There's hot springs even that make you breakfast and dinner, so we wouldn't have to worry about anything, and we can just come together and hang out. I think that'd be a really easy, quick start way to have a retreat that, while we're getting our land developed, still make it happen. We want to have camping trips together and stuff, but we got to keep all of our eggs in one bucket with this house build. So this year is kind of dedicated to that. It's coming though. We're only 30, 33. We have so much life to live. Like, it could be that we don't even make the biggest steps toward, like, I don't know, furthering the world or doing our biggest acts of whatever it may be until we're 60. A whole, like, sit around and wait.
Where did you go to college and what did you study? A little bit. And I studied computer science primarily.
You went to my college too for a bit.
Yeah, and it was terrible, so I stopped. Felt like a cow being led to slaughter. So I just decided to not.
I went to the University of Kansas. I was there after you were, but we met there. You were visiting a friend who was going.
Yeah.
I studied, I guess it's a liberal arts and sciences degree. Film and media studies was my major, and the business minor.
Thoughts on the metaverse? I'm not super interested in it, but Lex Friedman just interviewed Mark Zuckerberg on his podcast, and it was pretty interesting. It was kind of slow to begin, but it got better as it went. So if you are interested in that stuff, then that might be a good podcast to listen to.
Sorry if we're buffering.
Yeah, we can't really do much about the internet here. Sorry about it.
I haven't tuned into the metaverse at all. I have no idea what's happening with it, but I think it could be when listening to that podcast together, the idea of sitting in the metaverse and being able
just in
to
VR, like just in virtual reality.
Have all my virtual screens right in front of me, like to be able to build a desktop of my own for video editing. I think Barron always says we have to utilize technology because it's here. And if you don't learn how it works and how to utilize it, you're going to potentially fall behind, at least in certain areas. So I don't think we should be afraid of it. We should just learn how to utilize it to move forward in really cool ways. I hope we can do that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But it's not something that's like super interesting to us. I've played a few games in VR, and my favorite one was Super Hot. It's really cool.
What was
Beat Saber?
Yeah, Beat Saber is my favorite. I think it has the potential to really take people out of the world, but also another friend just recently said that the world is really cool. And if you don't want to participate in it, then that's too bad, I guess.
We haven't really gotten into NFTs either, but I'm a big fan of cryptocurrency, and the idea of decentralized things is interesting to me. Um,
Barron, I wish you would do a dedicated time about eliminating emails again and other computer tips. It's a good idea.
Yeah, there are lots of things that I would like to do that I think would really bore people for the most part. They'd be really interesting to some people, but other people would be very bored by the things that I'm interested in. Like they wouldn't hit a broad audience. Elsa, how to overcome fears of adventure alone as a female?
Oh, that's kind of something that where we're at right now. We discussed this morning if it would be kosher if I went and got coffee alone. And I don't know. I think that's a lot of intuition is that kind of part of that process too, but
Situational awareness and trusting your gut.
I have said to a cousin before that if I were solo traveling, I would probably do a van so that I wouldn't have to get out of my van to go set anything up. I just go right into the back seat. Then if you have to jet really quick, you can without having to like go outside and pack up a whole scamp. That's probably what I would do. I admire solo traveling women a lot. Like, hi, Linnea and Akila. She is a badass who lives in her van. She's on YouTube. You should check her out.
Stay here, buddy.
If you want
Just for
to,
a minute.
if you want to kind of get more inspiration on solo female travelers, she's badass. Oh, are you kind of sad? Dad,
you
what
stay
the
here
heck?
just for 1 minute.
What the heck, Dad?
Just for a minute.
Catching up on my sleeps.
Will you get a puppy after camp?
I hope so.
Well, we'll get a puppy at some point. I feel like right now is not the best time, but if that like happened into our lives, then we would do it.
We would really like, we're kind of, we've been kind of waiting on a puppy, but I don't think it's coming through. So, whatever.
I think camp's done. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, Camper.
You okay, Woody?
He hasn't been feeling too hot today. Sorry, boy.
Okay. Somebody else asked if we ever. Oh no, that's old.
Religion. I would say we're both spiritual, but not religious.
Yeah.
He's looking like he might puke. No, just getting a grip on life.
How was your trip away from the snow been? It's been very refreshing.
Oh,
and they asked if we're thinking of new ideas for our land. And yes, the hot spring is just like a big horse trough. And all you would have to do is use our inline heater to heat up water. And then we have a hot tub with a horse trough. That's what Brian, our buddy's doing. And seems like that's what we should do.
We're also considering building a rock wall onto the side of our office.
Yeah, like a little bouldering wall.
I think that could be fun to put on YouTube.
So what's your favorite movie snack for scary movies? Or do you like scary movies? I don't like scary movies at all. I used to when I was younger, but they kind of messed me up, so I don't like them anymore at all.
To watch a scary movie in the scamp when we're parked alone in the woods wasn't going to happen. Yeah. To have to go outside and pee after watching something like The Shining.
We watched the OA, and I was freaked out after that.
That was a good show. That wasn't a scary show per se.
Yeah, but it was scary enough.
Yeah. I mean, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Gosh, I had no idea that was going to be a scary show.
Stupid. What's your opinion on more about the ring making process?
I'll have to tell you more about that later. Natalie S. says, yikes, bad for your mental health. I did have a friend a long time ago who he wouldn't watch shows or movies that were not beneficial to his consciousness, he would say. And it took me, I was in college and I would watch scary movies and stuff all the time and just watch trash TV and whatever. But as I've gotten older, I've thought about how it does really influence you to watch things like Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders instead of a documentary about the octopus teacher. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm pulling up more questions here.
I think about that a bit more, but I don't know.
We did watch Yellowstone, but we haven't watched. Somebody just asked that. We haven't watched 1883. Is it worth watching? 1883. Is it worth watching? Anybody?
Yellowstone was hard for us to get into at first.
There were so many things that were just cheesy and annoying, but then you just got to like know that it's going to be cheesy and annoying. Yeah, people say yes to 1883. We should watch it.
Yeah, we should. I haven't wanted to just because cowboy stuff usually isn't what I gravitate to.
Yeah. Oh, we watched the League of Legends Arcane. It was dark and gritty and gnarly, but
not something I would ever have chosen to watch.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the coolest animation.
And I used to play League of Legends a bunch, so it was fun for me to watch.
And I didn't know who any of the characters were. I wish that I did. If any of you have played, you probably know about the show if you've played, but Arcane is a really good animated TV show.
But it's really dark and adult.
Uh-huh.
So just know that we're going into it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't watch right before bed.
Yeah.
We learned that quickly.
Yeah. Somebody asked what our favorite Colorado brewery is. I like the Left Hand Milk Stout. That's one of my all-time favorite beers that you can get most places. Do you have any?
Salida has some good beer. There's a chili blonde ale that I really like from Salida.
And their amber ale is good. Or
Face Down Brown.
Ooh, their brown is good.
Is that Salida too?
Yeah, it's one of the Salida places.
Ozark. Yeah, that's a good show too.
Favorite books? I'm reading Jack Carr's second book in his series. It's called True Believer. The first one is Terminal List, and they're like a thriller. He's like ex-military dude, and he talks about gear and stuff in a really nerdy way that I appreciate. And I've never read a book like this, and I'm not typically attracted to those kinds of books, but that's what I'm reading right now, and it's fun.
I just breezed through Clan of the Cave Bear on audio. I think it was written in the 1980s. It's so good about a girl like us. What do you call Anglo, like whatever, a person. She gets separated from her family at 5 years old and then is taken in by Neanderthals and grows up to be one of them. And it's just the greatest book. I'm almost done with the second, and the second is just a completely different style of writing, and I'm not into it. But if you want a good book, it was a good one that I just finished recently. Love Clan of the Cave Bear.
Yeah, the first book is cool. Favorite books of all time?
Stranger in the Woods.
Stranger in the Woods is awesome.
Killer.
Rework is one of my favorite books.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series.
Let My People Go Surfing.
4 Hour Work Week was a really good one that got us started in scamp lifing, working on the road.
Sapiens. Yeah, you were looking for the word Homo sapiens. And you just butchered it.
Sorry.
But that's okay.
We are Homo sapiens, Terry says. Thank you.
Was that? Oh, I thought your dad, Terry.
No. Do you smoke weed?
Really?
We did a little bit more a few years ago.
Yeah.
I smoked a fair bit in college.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm one of those people that it doesn't help me calm down. It does the opposite. So I don't enjoy it as much as other people.
I feel like even though that's the case, that it's good, like a good medicine for making you introspective and
if I
learning
practice,
to meditate with
for sure. If I practice with it. A
lot of people are asking favorite podcasts.
Are you back on caffeine? Yeah. I didn't really quit it. I just quit coffee for a while. Was still drinking caffeine every day. What'd you say?
Favorite podcast? I've been loving the Bear Grease podcast. It's funny and amazing. The Remy Warren podcast, he just got a new one, or just released a new one.
Happy Home Birth is a podcast that I've been really loving. All kinds of home birth stories.
I loved The Portal with Eric Weinstein, but he stopped making it for some reason.
The Lifestylist is pretty good. Oh, you know what my very favorite one of all time is? Normal to Nomad.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good one. The Wild Fed podcast with Daniel Vitalis is very good. Tim Ferriss show was awesome for us when we were in more in the business world.
Oh, I love his podcast.
Who? Oh, Rogan. Yeah, he has a good podcast. Yeah, that's what I've been listening to lately. Occasionally, I like Kingsbury.
Yeah,
Kyle Kingsbury. I enjoy more than Aubrey Marcus podcast.
And Tim Ferriss just had a really good podcast episode with Margaret Atwood. She wrote Handmaid's Tale. That was a great book. Yeah, he had a great episode with her. I hadn't listened to him in a while.
Yeah.
Camp. Do you need to come over here? Do you need to come over here?
How old are you two? I'm 33. And Elsa's 30.
And I'm 30. And I'm done with crochet for the winter. It's a great winter hobby that I can do while I'm listening to podcasts and books in the winter, but that is it. Thanks, Kim.
Somebody asked if we'd been or if I've been playing any video games. While we've been here, I've been playing, or while we've been with internet and power, I've been playing Don't Starve together with a couple friends. I would love to play a game like that, once a week or something with a bunch of people. I think that would be so fun. And stream it and do it kind of like a live stream. But our internet isn't good enough yet.
No, what's funny? Hotboxing with Mike Tyson.
That's actually a great podcast. He has some really insightful thoughts and interactions with a lot of people. He interviewed Eminem and it was really good. The Long Dark, I was just looking at all the games that I played on Steam, and most of them I haven't played since 2015. But The Long Dark I got really good at really quick and then stopped. World of Warcraft is my favorite game of all time.
Okay. Can you not be rude?
Let's see. Mike Tyson, the ear biter. Yeah, Mike Tyson did a lot of other stuff too besides just bite Holyfield's ear. I don't know why. I think I look tired from sitting in the hot spring for so long. I'm not tired, but I was looking. I have big bags under my eyes, and I don't know why.
We have our own little private hot spring that we're going to go fill up after this. Oh, and it was so nice to go first thing in the morning this morning and fill it up. I just cannot help but wake up at the butt crack of dawn. And then I get all this time to myself before Barron wakes up. And then I bother him to wake him up when I'm ready to hang out. Do you like getting recognized? That's something that doesn't happen super often. But when it does, it's kind of fun. I think it's really weird. Really weird.
But if you guys ever do recognize us, say hi, because everybody that we meet that watches our YouTube channel is pretty sweet. So
it helps us realize and remember that there are real people. Like all of you commenting now are not just bots. You are real people.
Yeah, which is really nice. It's super inspiring to meet people that like our stuff, especially in real life. Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie.
And we need to do another meetup soon.
Oh, yeah. That was just the coolest.
Yeah. And I think that would be, I don't know, that was really sweet.
And Fjallraven was great. They are down to help work with us and make any kind of, I don't know, more experiences like that happen, participate in other types of meetups and events and stuff. So I hope that we can continue working with them on that.
For sure. Thank you, Kokeshi.
Oh, thank you.
That
Wow.
hippo's funny.
Badass. Thank
We were
you
just
so
talking
much.
about hippos on the way down here because people in the United States use tigers as their logo for high schools and stuff all the time. And tigers are like a world away from us. So why don't they use like a local animal? You know?
And then he's like, why not elephants or hippos?
Well, hippos are like people use tigers because they're ferocious, but hippos are more ferocious.
Hippos are arguably,
They're definitely the most ferocious
well,
in all of Africa.
but I think it's a predator thing. People are intimidated by predators, not so much by hippos. Because
Well, they're wrong.
we cartoonize hippos and elephants and stuff and make them really cute.
Well, Tigger's cute.
Bears, even.
Tigger's cute too.
Elizabeth, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, falcons are cool. Lots of gator mascots down south. See, that makes sense.
But what would you, the prairie dogs in Kansas, like what would you do?
Or the rattlers.
Are there a lot of rattlers in Kansas?
Yeah. Or the copperheads or the cottonmouths or let's see, what else?
Bass.
We got bobcats, the largemouths. That'd probably not go over super well.
Reagan. My partner Shelby and I are constantly inspired by you too. Thanks for the view into your adventurous life. Here's a little something for camp's food fun.
No.
Thank you,
Kevin
Reagan.
Krause, 1999. You out of your mind? What are you doing here, dude?
Thanks, Kevin.
Do you know Kevin? You know Kevin.
Yeah.
He's one of my best buddies.
Here's camp. I think he heard from Reagan.
And started scratching
Very
himself.
happy.
Thanks, Kev.
Thanks, guys.
Miss you. Oh, and congrats on your little babe on the way. That's really sweet.
Spartan again. Hey guys, I'm a mechanic by trade and I'm pretty anal about my cars. Without my tools in a shop to work on them, I think I'd have anxiety about on the road about breakdowns. How do you guys handle repairs?
It's mostly being proactive. So if anything starts
proactive.
What?
Didn't get us far last time we were proactive. We had a whole new engine replacement.
Yeah.
But you are
Elsa,
right. Sorry.
Thank you. Here, you take over since you know all about this. No? No. Okay. But most of it is being proactive, like getting under the car often and looking for any sort of leak and knowing what liquid is leaking if I see one leaking and checking the oil level and coolant level and everything frequently, all that kind of stuff. And then not putting off repairs. If they're a thing that really matters, then doing it when it comes up rather than putting it off.
What do you do about tools?
I keep a lot of tools in the trunk. That's another video topic that I think would be kind of cool, is going through our sort of everyday carry in the car, like all the things that we carry with us. Hey, I just noticed there's more people watching than have hit the like button. So if you guys wouldn't mind, if you like this or if you've liked any part of it, will you hit the like button? That'd be really sweet, because that helps us out a lot. Smash the like button. Bang, bang. Can I come live with y'all from Jamie Howard? Maybe.
You're so stupid. Thank you, Jamie.
The javelinas are ferocious too. Ferocious little things. And they look like little pigs, but they're not related to pigs. Do you guys practice shooting on your land? I've been shooting my bow. I've been trying to do it daily. There it goes. Jumped up like 200. Good job, you guys. Or you all. Yeah, I've been trying to shoot my bow daily if I can, now that it's sort of changing back to the season to do so. How did you pick your Subaru? Why Subaru over Toyota? There are lots of Toyotas that I really like, but the Subaru was just more affordable than most of the Toyotas that I really like.
Il Dico.
Il Dico.
Thank you.
Can you roast a javelina like a pig? I don't know if you can roast it like a pig, but yeah, I don't know. I've never eaten javelina. Have you guys been rock climbing? Not much. No, but that's something that we're really excited to get back into. Some of our friends will hopefully have a rock wall right by their house soon. So, and
Not pregnant.
And I want to build a little bouldering wall as soon as possible because bouldering and working go well together for me.
We have not put a shelter on top of the scamp yet because we don't know where we want it to be yet. Like for it to be its home setting. And also we switch the scamp in the summer and the winter. One window we like our bed window, we like to get the morning sun in the winter, and in the summer we like it to have the afternoon sun. So we will want it to be in a place where we can just rotate it.
And in the winter, yeah, we really like to get as much sun as possible on the scamp.
Nancy Harvey, thank you. What is an epic fail?
I don't know where everybody's getting these funny.
The hippos.
Yeah, they're hippos. Oh, they are all hippos. That's hilarious.
We've kind of been considering. YouTube has a subscription. It's like Patreon. I don't know if it would be fun to do that. We were considering making our own emojis for that or something. Just if anybody wanted to participate in that.
Look how cool Elsa is.
Wow, is that from Alec?
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow.
He's so good at editing.
Well, who took the photo?
You
Let's
are so
give
good
us
at
all some
photography.
credit. Dang.
Oh, that's the landscape arch.
Yeah.
We went to Arches National Park, and okay, secret for all of you guys, probably go to national parks in the winter.
Yeah.
Nobody was there. I cannot even imagine going
when it's busy.
It's like Jurassic Park, you know, in national parks a lot of times because you're just in these car tours. To not have anybody in front of or behind us to go on a hike with nobody there, gosh, it was so cool.
Thank you, Mandy. Thanks for the cool, inspiring content. Kept me sane-ish during the pandemic. We did our best, but we were just trying to keep ourselves sane. So hopefully it was kind of
thanks a lot
rubbed off on you. Any weird, funny, awkward fan interactions? Not that I can think of.
I can't even think of anyone we've met through YouTube who hasn't become one of our best friends.
Yeah. So
we have some new friends who we met through YouTube who they bought land and became our neighbors.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
They're really, really cool.
Backcountry Boondocker, thank you.
Thank you. And Angie, thank you.
From Australia.
Wow.
You're such an inspiration.
I wonder what time
Australia is one of the few places that I really, really, really want to go. I love Steve Irwin. He's like my favorite person of all time.
Is it earlier in Australia than it would be here?
And what day is it? It's March 3rd here.
It's 2 p.m.-ish here. Okay. So where does the day start over? Where are we at? Like what part of the world does it become the next day quickest? You know?
What? Like oh, I get what you're saying. Like who's the furthest ahead? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
that's a good question.
What time zone starts it off?
About broke my brain. Like wherever the sun
I wonder
is.
how many different time zones there are in Australia.
Greenwich, UK. Furthest ahead is Japan. Got a couple of Japan. I didn't know that. That's interesting. New Zealand. I guess that would make sense. There's some similar place. Somewhere over the Pacific. Okay.
Any paranormal activity scene?
Mm-mm.
No, and we're in a great place for it.
Or for like alien spottings and stuff.
Because we have no light pollution.
Yeah, but no, unfortunately. Wait for it from Lori. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Lori. Elsa, do you have gauges in your ears?
Yes, she does. I think they're cool. I don't think they're so subtle. I think they're sweet.
I did it when I was in high school.
Y'all should get into night photography.
Oh,
we do that on and off. Yeah, I just like forget how to set my camera up, and then I do it. And then missing mushroom hunts. Yes, we were just talking about this.
Yeah, should we drive to Oregon at the end of April to go hunt morels.
We got to figure out where to hunt morels around us. I know that we can.
It will just be a different experience, but we got to unlock it.
If any of you know the relative area that we're in and you're a mushroom nerd, let us know and we can go morel hunting or mushroom hunting together.
If you would be even willing to give us,
you can blindfold us. No, you can blindfold us on the way there, and we won't peek, and then we can just go look around so we get a general idea of what to look for around us. Should we be done soon?
Yeah, I suppose so. This has been really fun.
Fun questions before we hop off?
Need more mushroom in our lives. That video was so much fun to make.
Kentucky has a bunch of morels. Interesting. Let's go Pokemon hunting.
I guess we don't have to go just right to where we went last time to drive halfway across the country.
Well, we can look for other kinds of mushrooms too.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah, let's catch up on some.
Who would win alone, Elsa or Barron? Definitely Barron.
I feel like I would get scared and lonely and need to just leave really fast. No, I don't know. I'm joking. I was joking. I don't know. It depends on where it is.
You know what would happen is you would have to give up because you'd be worried about whether or not I was doing okay. I think that's what would happen. So I would win.
Yeah, that's true. But what would you eat? I would put on as much weight as possible before I went. Like I would try to get really fat. Like I would probably like get on some sort of pharmaceutical that makes you fat. Like that makes you retain calories a lot more or something beforehand.
Why don't you just eat a bunch of food?
Because you can't. I would take just whatever stupid things I could get my hands on that would make me retain body fat. Probably not a pharmaceutical, but I'm sure there's something dumb I could eat. And I'd try to get as fat as possible.
Seems like people who do that do the best or last longer than the skinnier people.
Yeah, because I could just hang out and starve.
That sounds like a great time. Favorite ASMR artist? I don't exactly know, but you want to know what I do watch a lot of is Korean coffee shop videos. Not in English.
You watch some of the weirdest stuff.
If you gave it a shot and like checked it out, you would see why it's so great.
Totally.
That's about as ASMR as I get.
I watch people play Rust, like Rust documentaries. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
You watch some of the weirdest stuff.
No, stop, babe. Okay.
Do the calendar, please.
The calendar? Yes. No, I don't think so.
Whatever. You said to me that you would do it. It would be so funny. And the people who would buy it would know what they're getting. So I said...
It would just be so dumb.
I know, that's the point. So we take all of the thumbnails of Barron doing his hot girl poses. Hot girl, he just did hot girl winter. If you guys missed that. Take a bunch of hot girl Barron photos and make them into a calendar as a joke. I think it'd be so funny, but also just so funny.
It would be so
It would be if you wanted to have a hot girl calendar. It's basically that, like moderately photoshopped. Because like if you look at the shower, hot girl shower thumbnail, his if you look at it, the hand on the right is way smaller than the hand on the left.
Because you got bored of Photoshop.
I got tired of photoshopping, so I stopped. But I took all of his back muscles out of this one, and I thinned his waist just a little bit, but that's his real deal butt in that. I had designed one where his legs were really thin and his arm was really thin too, but a friend was like, just leave it as him, because that's part of what makes it so funny, is like, don't make him look more like a girl, because that's part of like the whole hilarity in it, is you can kind of trick the eye into thinking that he is a girl. But we just cut his hair, so
you had to
I did lengthen his hair just a little bit.
Okay, should we end it on that with people stewing on hot girl calendars?
Yes, I suppose so. Okay, well, thanks everybody. This was really fun.
It was. Thank you for tuning in. 968 of you.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Don't forget to smash the like button, everyone, before you roll.
Well, it looks like
almost everybody
has.
Yeah, so great job, you guys.
Yeah. I just made it. I'm sorry I was late.
No, we're sorry.
You can go and rewind and check it out, but at least you got to be here for the very end. I was shocked. I was like, what is she doing? Yeah, know that it won't ever be me.
There, everybody did. Now we got over 1,000 thumbs ups. Thank you. Good job, guys.
Okay, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Have a wonderful evening.